Hello class 9, once again I am here with chapter 1, the story of village Palampur. Already I have given you brief description about the village. The Palampur is a well developed village. It has well connected good roads on which all types of vehicles ply. It has two primary and one high school. It has one health center, one neighboring village, neighboring village Raiganj. It is only 3 kilometer away from Palampur. It has a smaller town also nearby, which is Sahapur, and the main activity in the Palampur village is farming. 75% of the people in Palampur, they earn their livelihood or living from farming. But there is a basic constraint, means there is a limit, there is a hindrance in raising the farm production, because as we know that land can't be increased, the size of the land is remain fixed. So what they do, they have to change the method to grow more for the growing number of people in Palampur or anywhere in the country. So they apply two methods to grow more on the same crop, same land, and to fulfill the growing needs of the people. So what two methods that they are applying to raise production, one is called multiple cropping and other one is called modern farming methods. How the Palampur villagers, they are growing more than two or one crop because of the improved system of irrigation. Palampur has electricity and it came very early, and this electricity has transformed the system or way of irrigation in Palampur, which helped the farmers to grow. In Kharif season they grow jowar and bajra, in Rabi season they grow wheat, and some land of the field they grow sugar cane also, and all these things are grown in a year, in 1 year, and in this way they are able to feed, and surplus is sold in the bigger village or nearby town also in the Sahapur. In this way the villagers, they are earning their living. But what we see that land is fixed and they are applying methods. But in India, when we compare how much land is irrigated, then we will find that only 40% of the land in India is irrigated properly, and the land near the river or the coastal areas, they have irrigation facilities. But plateau regions, they still depend on monsoon, and if there is no water or a scarcity of rain, or the water table goes down, then it is very difficult for them to grow crops, and they suffer, and due to hunger and starvation many die. Now second thing is how many people, that I have also told you 450 families are living in Palampur, out of which 80 families, they belong to upper caste and they live in bigger houses. Then 1/3 of the population, they are Dalits. They live in kacha or smaller houses, and they work on bigger landlords' farm for their living. And all of them, they are unable to earn, and due to heavy competition, when they do not get work, they sit idle, and they are bound to get or to work on lower wages, because if they will not work, what they will do, and they are hand to mouth, and no other opportunity is available for them. So how to generate more jobs for these people, so that they may not sit idle, and they also work and earn their living and raise their children and family properly. Next thing is the four factors, means the production activity is farming here. So what is production? Because I have already discussed, and key economics is the science which deals with three main activities, that is production, consumption and distribution. So here it is given that production is farming is the main activity in Palampur. But under this chapter you will learn what is production and what factors are required to carry out or to create goods and services for the people needs. So four factors are land. Land means all the natural resources which we require. In farming also, land is very important factor. Without land, crops can't be grown. To set up an industry also, land is needed. To take out or extract the minerals, we need land. So land is the most very important factor of production. Second one is labor. Labor means both type of people, skilled and unskilled people, who will do the work and create goods or contribute their effort. Third is called physical capital. Capital means money, but here physical capital means everything that we buy from money. So this capital has been divided into two: working capital and fixed capital. Working capital, which is exhausted and which can't be used for longer time, and fixed capital is tools, machines and buildings which can be used in production for many years. But working capital is exhausted. It includes raw material and money in hand. Then next one is called the last fourth factor is called human capital. Human capital or entrepreneurship. These people who have the ability to take decision, take the risk and combine the resources to give the output. Now in my next class I will continue with it.